I bought the Huda Beauty lip contour stain against my will. I've seen so many mixed reviews about this product, and I just genuinely wanted to see for myself and give it like the genuine honest review and wear test. So I don't like the shade range of this. The lighter shades were very, very pink, and that wasn't really something for me. So I thought if it is going to be a very long lasting stain, I might as well get like a darkish red kind of color on my skin tone, because as a pale person, when you do want to wear a dark red lipstick, it's super obvious when it rubs off. So I like getting those kind of colors in a stain formula. This is the shade Cinnamon. Let's do a quick swatch on my hand. I mean, I know a lot of people's problems is that it isn't very inky, but that worked perfectly for me first time. Let's just apply it. Applies very easily, actually. I'm kind of surprised. I'm not gonna like put it back in the packet or anything in between because I wanted to see how long it would last, but it lasted for my whole lips for me. Let's just finish applying this in the middle of my lips. Even though it applies dark, it somehow dries down even darker, and it's also dried down to a very sort of like berry, almost like cool toned pink shade, but look at the shade it is when you first apply it. Okay, that's it applied. Do I like it on me? I'm not against it. I feel like I need to neaten up these edges. Having put it back and then taken it out again, it's still inky enough to do that. Overall, I actually really like how it's looking. I feel like there's quite a solid color, and I would say overall it looks very smooth and it's not drying. It doesn't feel like much on the lips. Like maybe you can feel it just a tiny bit, but not too much. But yeah, I think it looks smooth, but the color is ever so slightly patchy in some places, and I've gone over it a couple times. Obviously, it's quite obvious because my lips are so pale, but I don't actually think that would be an issue if this was a much lighter color. Somehow, like I said though, I just don't think it looks bad. So far, I'm actually liking this a lot more than I thought I would. So let's do a very, very quick transfer test. Some ever so slight transfer in the middle, but other than that, it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to the theatre. I'll be eating ice cream and drinking and all of this sort of stuff. So I'll be back at the end of the day to let you know how this is wearing, and I will not do any touch-ups. Okay, I've not even left yet, but I just kissed my boyfriend and it definitely came off on his lips. Still looking okay though, so again, I'll just let you know how it's wearing. So it's been about 6 hours since applying the Huda Beauty lip stain. As you can see, it's definitely still there. It's very, very faded. I actually prefer the color it's faded to than the color it was before, but I will say that's like quite an intense level of fading. That said though, you know, it is still there. I feel like I could quite easily top this up if I needed to. Overall, I'm mostly positive on this product. I do wish that the color didn't change so intensely after it dries down. Had I known that, I obviously would have picked a different shade, but I think, like I said, the lighter shades didn't really appeal to me. So I think it's a bit misleading to call it cinnamon and then for it to get so sort of berry cool toned, you know? But so far, I found it easy to apply. It was super inky. I liked the way that it felt on the lips. Yeah, like I said, mostly positive, not 100%, probably won't pick it up that often. But let me know if you think it's worth getting in other shades. And thanks for watching.